Ooh,
Hello, everybody. How are you? Welcome to February, the top of the month in February. How did that happen? Hello, everybody. It is kind of shocking how the passage of time feels so accelerated.
yeah.
And for the month of lovers in February, putting some love out there for all of us. Tara,
Oh,
how are
I love
you
the love.
today? In the
I'm really thankful to be here and can't believe, yes, that it's February 1st, 2022. Well, and we've made it this far. Yay. With integrity, grace, and ease.
Absolutely. Yeah, what a blessing. And that we're experiencing health and surrounded by choices of how we want to spend our time and nourish ourselves and give the gifts that we've picked up along the way out to others. So I'm so grateful to be here with you today.
Yeah, such a pleasure, sweetie. Thank you for showing up.
It is a privilege to co-create with you. So yesterday we had a great exploration into the sense of sight and the oil of bergamot. And I know Michelle
Mm.
left some wonderful feedback on yesterday's video of her experience. We would really love to hear what other people's experiences were as well. Part of, I think, anchoring those ahas that we have, and I think Michelle is here with us right now. Hello, love.
Ah, hey, Michelle.
Part of anchoring those ahas and openings and awarenesses that we have are sharing them out. And I know in the work I do with my graduate students, there is so much in the learning of articulating your experiences that
Yeah.
locks it into different parts of the brain and allows you to store those memories in just a different way. So we really encourage, if it's something where it brings you more joy to share in solo and solidarity than holding space for you. But this really is an open invitation for you to bring us into your experiences and hold space for you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I was sharing with Tara that a friend of mine gifted me this
Oh, I love
amazing
this.
calendar. My friend Debbie gifted me this great calendar, and she was with me in September when I traveled out to Salt Lake, and we were able to see some wild bison in this incredible place. And this positive affirmation Louise Hay calendar she gave me, I flipped the day this morning. So I'm looking back at yesterday's day, and since we were working with sight, this is the image. So this beautiful bison, and the message is, within myself, I see a loving, beautiful being. It is safe for me to look within. And I felt strongly that that was something that was received very timely, since that of 365 days that we were exploring and coming in on day one of our 5-day challenge and talking about sight. I feel like I received this on behalf of all of us and wanted to make sure that I shared that.
I'm so glad you shared that. This is wonderful, the synchronicities that abound, huh?
Yeah. Messages are everywhere around us. Our guides are constantly using all sorts of resources to try and get to us and give us messaging, and some of us are receiving it this way, and others are getting it infiltrated it in different ways. So I was glad that I received. Thank you. I see. Thank you.
Yes. Yes. Well, and can you just say it one more time to land? Because I feel like to hear it one time is good, but to really take it in, sometimes it takes another time.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and again, just that we were working with sight is no
Mhm.
coincidence. Within myself, I see a loving, beautiful being. It is safe for me to look within.
Yes.
Mm.
Oh, so beautiful. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And so perfect. Yesterday, not only were we focusing on sight, but the mirror exercise that at least Michelle was able to share about, and that I've heard others share about in the past, how profound it was, how it was sometimes difficult to look at themselves with fresh eyes and to see who they are today as opposed to who they would like to see, somebody of the past or somebody of a former self, but really seeing who they are in the moment.
Mm.
What a gift.
And to partner that with the power of bergamot, which is the oil of
Yeah.
self-acceptance, I'm like,
Yeah.
we didn't plan that part of the gift, of the timing of this. So
Woo!
I have goosebumps right now.
I love it. Oh, so good.
Oh, shall we dive into today's delicious agenda?
I love it.
Mm. So, what site are we going to gift them a greater exploration of today, Miss Tara?
The sense today is smell.
Mm, the sense of smell. It is such a powerful sense. And it's interesting. Uh, it does not escape me as we come into a global situation where one of the primary symptoms is loss of scent,
Yeah,
when people are dealing with staying well in this particular uh, um, illness that has been a global kind of bearing witness to. And the
yeah.
reason that I find that so fascinating is because our sense of smell is so linked to the part of our brain that tempers our emotional responses.
Mhm, mhm. Yes, yes. And so for my work, I know that for people who've had Alzheimer's, that they can recall with sense things that they could not either retain or recollect in other ways. So there's something about that olfactory nerve that helps people come back to this pattern of awareness that holds this memory of something that existed. So that's a really powerful and potent experience of the olfactory nerve.
It truly is. And you can absolutely create memory or lock in an experience with a powerful aromatic pairing. And it's something that I love to teach people in the healing work. So as we look at the anatomy of why that is, it's that complete wiring of the olfactory nerve into that immediate part of the brain where memory and emotion live. And it is such a powerful way to create shifts, subtle
Mhm.
shifts in people coming back to homeostasis, and getting their feet back under them, helping to restore that sense of balance in their system. And the irony is, when I first was introduced to this modality, I was such a skeptic. And in the back of my mind at that time, because the medical colleagues I was working with were not talking about essential oils with any validity. So I did a little bit of an oh God double eye roll when I was approached as well. And it was not until I had a remarkable experience with the oils and tempering the grief I was dealing with my father, and I found it was specific oils and the quality of the oils and the information I was consuming created this masterful experience that delivered me from that fight or flight, that grief, that poor me coming into the holidays in particular with the loss of my father. And I was like, hey now, that's not perfume, is it? that's so much more than what I had initially was open to thinking about it. And having studied so much about it since then, I really appreciate how we are equipped to receive this modality in so many powerful ways. And even for those of us who have no sense of smell, I actually have had the privilege of working with someone who is dealing with a lot of stress, and she had amazing responses without even being able to smell the oil. So it's just a fascinating thing how we're hardwired for it.
I love it. Yeah.
So shall we share what today's oil is?
Yes, because I'm so curious. What are you smelling?
I'm smelling today's oil, the one that we're
Oh,
unpacking and revealing for day
yes, I'm
2.
I'm just opening up mine for the first time. We had to twist it a couple of times. And I just want to smell what it smells like before I say it. Yeah, it smells floral and fragrant. It's just, it feels like a little bit of spice to it though, too.
Yeah, she's
That
got a little kick.
initial. Yeah, and initially that's what I smell, is this little kick.
It's
and then
not
it
a
kind of
very,
eases into this.
not a sweet floral.
No, it's not. It's yeah, maybe a little bit more musky, but I wouldn't say musky. It feels just a little bit more, I don't know, just hard to describe. But I feel the kick at first. I feel the floral, but the floral is more of a woodsy floral, but very full. There's a fullness to it.
She's quite complex.
Yes, yeah. And so shall I reveal our oil for today?
Yes, please.
This is geranium. Really amazing. Wow.
It is an incredible one. And we had a very specific purpose for choosing geranium. And when we looked at 2 that were very high in this range of vibration, we elected to go with geranium. It is known emotionally as the oil of love and trust. So yesterday, as we picked an oil that was able to help us access a release of judgment and creating more love for self, now as we're developing this great container, we want to invite a depth of love and the capacity to trust as well. And what a powerful intention to come into intimacy with self and others, to heighten that. So this oil has the capacity to restore confidence in the innate goodness of others and in the world.
I love that. That's a good restoration there.
Yeah. How are you feeling as you're taking this oil in? Is there an experience that you can put your finger on?
Yeah, for me, when I smell the oil, which now it's kind of permeating my whole atmosphere, having left it open for a bit, feeling the process of letting go of any stuckness, letting go of anything that were holding me back, but really allowing those things to just dissipate. So that's interesting.
I love that. That's great.
Yeah. And what are you experiencing?
First I'm feeling I'm getting it in the back of my throat, which is interesting. Instead of high in the nose, It's landing more in that fifth chakra, the aha point, and in this space. And I just feel really grounded and open, and yeah, like I feel like my guard has dropped down. So, which supports that, like trusting and being open, and the desire for connection is really rich. It's just it's really a powerful oil. Because that was just a pretty quick, whew, like,
Yeah.
mm,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
And it really, what I find is that it is allowing that the oil will take you where you need to go. Because I had no idea that would be my experience, and trusting the process.
yeah.
Yeah, powerful, powerful medicine.
Mm. It really is. It really is powerful. And I love, in my practice of working people through this modality, being able to bear witness how there will be oils that are so uniquely qualified for the job of supporting them in the areas that they are looking for TLC in. And it's really interesting. I've had this experience as well, where I smell that oil and I'm like, what the?
Yeah.
No, like that's a hard no. And it's so funny, because I've learned to just have grace and hold that space, because sometimes we're not ready to let go of the thing that we're holding on to, the wound or the
Yeah.
trauma, or it
Yeah.
hasn't unhooked itself yet to allow that oil to get in there and heal. So
Yeah.
the mind is like, mm-mm.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so
Mm-hmm.
funny, because one of my biggest experiences that I had with that was spikenard. The first time I smelled that oil, I found it to be so repulsive. And when I revisited it, I was invited in as a guest, speaking to a group of women who were healing from cancer and letting go of childhood trauma. And this was a really good one to work with the inner child. So as I was preparing and curating the oils I would speak about, and I revisited it, something had shifted in me from my first time I rejected it to that moment, where it was the sweetest, most incredible aroma the next time I allowed it in. And I realized that I had healed something. And now it was like, oh. So I'm so glad I had that experience personally, because now I recognize it and can see when someone just needs to pump the brakes for a moment before they let go of something. So it's a beautiful thing. There's so much wisdom.
Yeah, I mean, truly. Wow, that's profound. Yeah, really powerful. And what that makes me think of is today's exercise of really allowing people, allowing ourselves to come into the sense of smell and to use it to recall memories, because they're potent anchors of our narrative, of our life story. And so, what I invite you to do is just fill in prompts of, I remember when. That's a potent prompt. And to write it over and over again, I remember when. And if you can, to remember the smells, right? So, when I was smelling geranium, I remember when. And just see what the smell evokes within you. So I remember when.
It's amazing. It's a great
Mhm.
reflection. It's a great reflective process.
Yeah, yeah, because the memory too, because it is connected to narrative, is so influenced by how we're feeling in the present moment. So no two people remember the same experience the same way. And really, no one person remembers it the same way every time either, because it really depends upon how we're feeling in that moment. And
Mm.
so I like this idea of using the geranium to set the tone and then to just remember and how that influences the memory.
Mm, absolutely. And
Mm.
is your vision of this to exercise um, memories around any specific life events or um, pertaining to intimacy and accessing those kinds of memories? Because there's so a body of someone's soul in their the collective memory data bank is so tremendous. So I'm
True
wondering
thing, yes.
if there is any guidance around sort of a space in time or a flavor of memories that we would love
Yeah.
to invite a recall of.
So I would invite everyone to anchor it in the context of essential oils and intimacy, and really looking at intimacy with oneself.
Mhm.
And what that means to be intimate with oneself.
Mm, beautiful.
Yeah. hmm Yeah.
It's so
So
great.
I remember when.
Mm. Mm. What a beautiful thing to build on yesterday's exercise.
hmm Yeah.
Self-love, self-care, remembering
hmm
what a precious and amazing being that you are.
That we all are. True
Mhm.
thing. hmm
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And how much better we are able to come into relationship with those that we care about around us when we're in a state of remembrance of that self-love, self-intimacy, self-care, filling that cup, giving yourself your needs. Such a beautiful gift to be able to do self first and then serve.
hmm hmm Yes. Yeah. Because everybody knows we're supposed to put the oxygen mask on ourselves before we put it on anyone else. And so, yeah, it's when our cup is full, then people can drink from it effortlessly and it doesn't impact us.
Mm, I love it. And
hmm
love it.
hmm
And we'd love for people to share the memories and the thoughts that come up. And I I am really excited to see what that looks like for others as well.
Me too. Yeah, me too. And, I did want to invite people who are interested in more because we are hosting this 5-day event this week. And we're also hosting a master class. So on Thursday, we're hosting a master class. And we would love for you to join us for the hour plus to dive deeper into essential oils and learn more and build this community more. So I would invite everyone who's interested and a friend to come.
Absolutely. And I posted the link in the video for today. So all you have to do is click and it will bring you to a registration. And that offering is a gift from Tara and I to all of you.
Mm.
We're hoping that you will bring your beautiful energy in and fill your curiosity even more.
Yay. I look forward to seeing you all there.
Absolutely. And in closing for today, are there any last pearls that you would love to share?
And just that intimacy really begins with the intimacy that we have with ourselves.
Mm.
That oftentimes we're very externally referencing, externally focused in the society. And what I find is that when we take that attention and focus inward, that so much more is possible. And that's where true intimacy begins. And I love this because that's such a wonderful reminder of taking it in just for me.
Mm.
Love that. And how about you, beautiful sister? What are your final parting words of wisdom?
I am feeling inspired to just share that the vibration of this oil also is beautifully connected to the heart. So opening up that trust and love, and it really is such a powerful thing to bring into meditative thought as you're bringing in this inquiry, this self-inquiry, um, this accessing your memories. Bringing in a powerful tool like this really helps to quiet that chatter more, and get to so much of your essence, get in really deep and invite such a beautiful self connection.
I love it.
Thank you so much, my friends, for being here today, and we can't wait to hear feedback on what your ahas, what your takeaways are. Let us know if you've watched on replay. Just type replay in the comments. And we will look forward to seeing you again tomorrow.
Yes, looking forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Much love.
So much love.